What's going on, love? Welcome back to your collective message of the day. For those of you who are new here, my name is Shawnee. This is Melanated Mindfulness Tarot. I upload daily collective messages throughout the week. When or as the opportunity presents itself, I will also upload collective zodiac sign messages and what I like to call collective conversations, right? So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please take the time to do so. You're not going to want to miss out on the clarity, the confirmation, the transformation, the healing overall on this channel. If you are interested in booking a session or a service with me, make sure that you check out the description area, as well as if you're interested in following me on any of the other platforms that I have. That information will also be in the description area. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start. All thanks and praise to the Most High. Angels, ancestors, spirit teams, you know our hearts and our situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need? These ones flipped over, so we take those. In order for us to be able to receive the message with an open mind and an open heart. Is there anything else that we may need out of this text? If it is, can you let it come out? In order for me to be able to deliver the message with an open mind and an open heart. Thank you. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Underneath it all, we got the Ten of Wands, right? This is talking about like feeling. How can I describe this? Because it's not a feeling type of card. How can I describe the Ten of Wands, y'all? The Ten of Wands is more so like, you know, feeling like too much going on. Like you gotta do too much. You're experiencing too much. Like it's too much going on for you to be able to handle, right? And I completely get that when it comes to at least what I see initially that comes out on the table, right? You don't have to always do so much. I need you to recognize that. You do want to put yourself in a position to, how can I describe this? You do want to put yourself in a position to start doing what you can as you can. So if that means that you have to start planning, if that means that you have to start setting certain boundaries so that when other people want you to do things for them and it interferes with what you need to be doing for you, you'd rather choose what you need to do for you opposed to doing something for somebody else and then, like, you know, making it more complicated for yourself in a sense. The first card on the table is the Two of Swords, okay? The Two of Swords is pretty much talking about some type of like torn in between the two type of energy, right? Like your mind, you don't know which way to go. Like you have these different options, but you're just in a position where you don't know what to choose when it comes to this Tower moment that's here. Okay, I get it. It's like shit is shaking up. Like I don't, like, what am I supposed to do? I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, and I can't do that. Well, let me just tell you like this. Instead of you focusing so much on what you feel like you can't do, start paying attention to what it is that you actually can do in this very moment. And when you start paying more attention to what you can do in this very moment, more of the ideas, more of the options, you know, towards what you can do will start to present themselves. You do have the Four of Wands here as well. The Four of Wands is telling you to allow something to be complete, right? Allow it to be done and over with. Everything, and I've said this multiple times, everything that has a beginning has an ending, right? I have a beginning. I also have an ending. When I start a job, at some point, regardless of how I exit that job, I'm going to leave that job. Relationships, they start and they end, right? There's reasons and there are seasons. So instead of putting yourself in a position to try to force things to work out, accept them for what they're presenting themselves to be. And if you have to leave it alone or let it go, be okay with doing that. Because once you allow those things to complete themselves, the only thing left is to create something different or create something new or create something better, right? You really want to be clear, love, on what it is that you want to have in your life. I cannot stress that enough. Becoming aware of what it is that you want. And just because you pick and choose, now what it is that you want, that doesn't mean it has to stay exactly the same. As you're growing and as you're going and growing through your process, things are going to shift. Shit is going to change. You have to be okay with, like reevaluating your situation, your circumstances, reconfiguring certain plans or certain ideas that you may have had before. Because again, as you gain more knowledge, as you move through your process, you're going to obtain new information. So as you come into this new information, you want to figure out, okay, how can I apply this? Where can I apply this? Opposed to you getting being exposed to new information, but then still not implementing it or applying it to your life in any type of way, shape, or form. Again, with this card coming up, this is the Magus. This is the major arcana card of create this shit. You are the co-creator of your reality, and you just have to trust that you have the ability to bring forth whatever it is that you desire to bring forth. The Prince of Cups shows up, and that's talking about you pretty much peeling back the layers of yourself. So again, right, there's going to be some information that you come into. There may even be some people that you come into who are going to trigger the out of you. Do you understand me? They're going to trigger you, and it's going to be so much easier for you to point the finger and blame them for what they're doing, opposed to you actually resolving your own personal issues towards whatever those people are doing, right? Once you put yourself in a position to rise above what seems to be the bullshit, right? The emotional discomfort. Once you put yourself in a position to identify what it is that you're feeling so that you can actually work through it, process whatever this is and come up with a solution. Once you're able to do that, then you're going to align yourself with all of the things that you're trying to attract into your reality, right? This is why a lot of us be like, well, why ain't this happening for me? Why ain't that happening for me? So-and-so got it. So-and-so get to do this. So-and-so living like that. Yeah, but so-and-so also may be aligned with their desires. Just because you see somebody putting in a particular type of work, right? And you feel like y'all doing the same work, maybe they appreciate the work that they're doing, and maybe you despise it. Maybe you hate that you even got to do this part of this shit. You understand where I'm coming from? So even though y'all may be doing the same things on the surface, it could be affecting you both in a different way, right? So you want to start asking questions if necessary. How did you get into this space? How did you become more peaceful? How did you start enjoying life more? How did you start to appreciate the things around you when you felt like you didn't have nothing? There is somebody out there, even outside of myself, who can give you some free game on that. Point you in the right direction, give you the proper resources that you need in order for you to be able to move forward. Spirit, is there anything else that you want us to know? I just don't feel like this message is done, to be honest. Again, shit happens all the time, right? And you always have the options. You always have different opportunities. The opportunities that come your way, they are going to, and how can I describe that? The opportunities that are presented to you or that come your way, they may not end up at the same space, right? Say for instance, you have option A and option B. Option A may not lead to your desired result. Option B may end up leading to your desired result. So just weigh your options, right? And whichever one seems to get you a step closer to your end goal, that's the one you be okay with going with. And it might not, it might be a little scary for you to do it. Yes, it might be a little nerve-wracking, but trust yourself. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. We have the 7 of Discs. We have the 8 of Wands, and then the 8 of Swords. So, listen, you know what it is that you want out of life, right? Can't nobody tell you what it is that you want out of life. The fact that you're deciding to hold on to some shit that you know is not conducive to the life you want to live or the person you want to be is crazy to me, right? It's crazy to you too. I get it. I know. I done felt you just roll your eyes. I completely understand it, right? It's but you know what it is that you need to let go of. You're just afraid to let it go for whatever reason. But because of that, that's why you keep experiencing these tower moments. You're holding on to things that you know are not putting you in alignment with where you're desiring to be in life. You have to be willing to take the necessary action. Get out of your head, believe in yourself, trust the process, right? Faith over fear sort of type of energy. You have to trust, right? A lot of times people put themselves in positions to just hope, like, I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better. You can trust that it's going to get better, right? And when you say you trust that it's going to get better, that particular situation or the relationship with one person, that might not be it. You have to like, it might not get better in that aspect, but some way it's still going to get better for you. May not be how you expect it on the surface, but underneath it all, what you really want, what you truly want to align with is a better situation, better energy around yourself, right? Maybe the person that you are associating yourself with is not a part of that plan. So then when it comes time, because you're praying for better, but you're praying for, how can I describe that? It's almost like you're praying for better in the situation instead of just praying for better and letting better show up however better needs to come. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So you let your mind keep you from being able to experience the very things that you want to experience. And spirit is like, what the fuck? Like, you know this ain't really what you want. If you're really being honest with yourself, what you're experiencing right now is not what you want. So since we know and you know what you want, we're gonna have to make you uncomfortable so that you can have the experiences that you're desiring to have. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I was finna say ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's the phrase they put in my head. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. However, me operating in my humanness, I know that can be complicating at times. But once you do it, once you do the very thing that you're afraid of, you'll be like, damn, it wasn't even that bad at all. Like, I was tripping. I was really tripping. And you probably already experienced moments like that where you were afraid to do certain things, and then when you ended up being forced to do it, like you had no other option at this point but to do the very thing you were afraid of, and it wasn't even as bad as you thought. Listen. Yeah, things used to be a certain type of way in the past. Right? Shit was a certain type of way, and now it's almost like you're focusing on trying to pull the experiences of the past into your present. Let me give it to you how they just gave it to me. If you can pull the experiences of your past into your present, wouldn't you believe like all it's gonna do is repeat itself? Because you experienced a certain thing in the past which led you into where you are right now. So if you are able to pull that back into this place right now, you have to know that somewhere along the lines ahead of you is going, like what you're experiencing now, you're going to experience that again as well, right? Don't do that to yourself. Like, really get clear on what it is that you want. Stop beating yourself up or stop thinking like, what is it that you're doing wrong when you're really not doing nothing wrong. You're going through the experience, and the experience is really putting you in a position for you to be able to, for one, become aware of what it is that you actually desire, and then preparing you to appreciate whatever it is that you desire to have when and as it comes in, right? Listen, underneath it all at this point is the Five of Swords. So this is talking about the internal conflicts. You going against yourself. You going against the very thing that you know that you believe in. But for what? For what? For a moment of happiness when this is something that you can create like day in and day out. For a moment of pleasure, you're going to go against yourself and what you know to be true to savor like the moment. It's really, it's crazy. I understand it. I've been in this space before. I understand where you're going. I understand where you're coming from. I understand how you feel. But you really got to believe in yourself at this point. You really have to believe, acknowledge yourself for one, but you really want to start believing in yourself. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that needs to be revealed or said. Another fucking 5. Another 5. What the fuck? Right? Now this is you being in your thoughts. First is you, and I get it, because in order for you to be going against yourself, you're going to have to be in your head, but stop doubting yourself. Stop Stop doubting yourself. For what? That's you beating your own self up. You are at this point with this Five of Swords, you are your own worst enemy. But you can also be your own best friend too. So pick what side of the fence you really want to be on. Do you really want to be going against yourself all the time? Because when you go against yourself, whether you believe it or not, that's you being disobedient to spirit. Make it make sense. Don't we all make it make sense? Listen. See, this is why y'all do need to be following me on other platforms so that we can have conversations about this type of stuff. Make sure you leave me a comment if necessary, right? Make sure that if you have not followed the page, you follow, because we're going to overcome this energy, and I'm dead ass serious about that. Do you understand? Let it go. Whatever needs to be let go. Like it's completed its cycle. Like whatever you needed out of that situation or that person, you've gotten it, and you need to recognize and appreciate that. Now, I hope that this brought you some type of insight, clarity, and or confirmation, transformation. Make sure, again, that you follow this channel. And until next time, love, enjoy yourself. Peace.